Hold up, everyone. Join me Saturday, July 15th, 2023, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for class number 3 of my exciting 12-week online history course, Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Maafa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. Visit my website and register right now at theafricanhistorynetwork.com, theafricanhistorynetwork.com. I'm historian Michael Imhotep, founder of the African History Network and host of the African History Network show. In this 12-week online course, we deal with thousands of years of history and what leads up to the transatlantic slave trade taking place. We'll look at ancient African empires like ancient Kemet or ancient Egypt, Nubia, Axum, Carthage, and the Punic Wars. We'll look at Hannibal Barca and the Battle of Canae in 216 BC. We study shocking archaeological discoveries that are causing the scientists and archaeologists to push the timelines back and realize that all of this is much older than we thought. The deeper they dig, the blacker the planet gets. The more research they do, the older we get. We'll look at lost cities of Egypt like Thonis-Heracleion and Dazzling Aten, the Olmec Civilization in Mexico, and we'll study the African connection between the Mandinka of West Africa and the ancient Egyptians who formed the foundation of Olmec Civilization. Did you know that the Khoisan in southern Africa have the oldest DNA on the planet? Visit our website, The African History. Did you know the Khoisan in southern Africa have the oldest DNA on the planet? They are the short-statured Africans who are the ancestors to the Ainu and the Twa. We'll look at the African presence in America that dates back at least 51,700 years. These were the Khoisan. Dr. David Imhotep, in his book, The First Americans Were Africans, Documented Evidence, deals with the Khoisan and the African presence that was discovered here in this land we call the United States of America by Dr. Albert Goodyear in 2004 in South Carolina. Did you know that the Washington Monument is an ancient African symbol of resurrection called a Tekken that comes from the mythology of Asar, Aset, and Heru, who the Greeks called Osiris, Isis, and Horus? Visit our website, theafricanhistorynetwork.com. You can register right now for this 12-week online course that I teach called Ancient Kemet, one of the original names for Egypt, the Moors, and the Maafa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. Our next class meets Saturday, July 15th, 2023, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So when we deal with Heru was born of a virgin birth to the virgin Aset on December 25th. Evidence of this Holy Trinity dates back to ancient Nubia at least 3300 BC. Why is Christmas celebrated on December 25th? And what does this have to do with astronomy and Heru, who the Greeks called Horus, who was born of a virgin birth on December 25th, to the virgin Aset? Did you know that the layout of Washington, D.C. is a copy of the layout of ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt? Symbols and influences from Africa are all around us. So we have to become history detectives and learn how to decode these symbols to reclaim our history. Did you see the movies Black Panther and Black Panther Wakanda Forever, The Woman King, and the documentary on Queen Cleopatra from Jada Pinkett Smith? We'll look at the historical significance of these films in this 12-week online course that I teach called Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Maafa, Understanding the Transatlantic Slave Trade, what they didn't teach you in school. Now, we'll also study the 800-year occupation of Europe by the Africans known as the Moors, who take the teachings from ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt into Europe and bring Europe out of the Dark Ages. And Christopher Columbus is using nautical instruments based upon technology that the Moors take into Europe. Now, Columbus is crucial to understanding the expansion of the transatlantic slave trade. The Spanish were the second ones involved in the transatlantic slave trade, right behind the Portuguese. And Christopher Columbus helped to lay the foundation for slavery, racism, capitalism, and the exploitation of indigenous people. He set sail on his first of 4 voyages on August 3rd, 1492, and later in the same year that the African Moors lost their last stronghold of Grenada, January 2nd, 1492. These island nations that Columbus conquered, like Haiti, Jamaica, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Honduras, Panama, and the Dominican Republic, have never recovered from what happened to them over 500 years ago. Your understanding of politics is directly related to your understanding of history. After you take this course, you will never see history the same way. In this class, we'll look at between 80 to 100 articles. We look at a PowerPoint presentation that I've put together. It consists of over 200 slides. There are 7 books that we use in the class, like Nile Valley Contributions of Civilization by Tony Browder, Christopher Columbus and the African Holocaust, Slavery and the Rise of European Capitalism by Dr. John Henrik Clarke, Golden Age of the Moor, edited by Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. Also, The First Americans Were Africans, Documented Evidence, from one of my friends, Dr. David Imhotep, and Black Star, The African Presence in Early Europe, by Runoko Rashidi, who's another one of my friends who's an ancestor now as well. You don't have to buy any of these books to follow along in class because we show you excerpts of the book on the screen. So why is all of this history important? It's because African history and culture gives us our foundation. It gives us our VIPs, our values, our interests, and our principles. This gives us a cultural paradigm that we see reality through, and it influences our economic empowerment and our political empowerment. If any of these topics that I mentioned you are not familiar with and you want to learn more about, you definitely want to register for this 12-week online course that I teach. It's on sale right now, $80. It's a $300 value. Visit our website, theafricanhistorynetwork.com, theafricanhistorynetwork.com, and register right now. You will also receive 5 free lectures from me that will be in our video library that you can stream as well. Now, this content is PG-13, so you can use this with your children also. And we do the sessions live. All the sessions are archived and recorded, so you can go back and watch this anytime. Okay, so a year from now, 2 years from now, you can watch the entire course. We do the sessions on Saturdays, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us in our next class. Remember, right knowledge corrects wrong behavior. It's not over till we win. Wakanda forever. And be sure to listen to the African History Network show Sundays, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on 9:10 a.m. Superstation WFDF in Detroit. Visit our website for more information. Right knowledge corrects wrong behavior.